Well, hello and welcome to a very short series I will call MapTool Corner. It is I, Fellonius the Wizard. No, it's not honest stuff. It's almost. And MapTool is a very good tool when you are playing tabletop role-playing games, such as well, there's Star Wars, there's Dungeons and Dragons, different versions, and Swedish names like Mutant, Dracodemoner, well, several others. Now, we are using MapTool at the moment in what I call the Twitter campaign, or the Verpin group, as Honeststuffs and others have named it, and that stands for the Web Role-Playing International. And this is actually taken from them, so these are the guys that are playing. We have Thane, we have Lehman Russ, and so on. Now I would like to show you some of the things that MapTool can be. This is how we are using it. Normally I don't have this much windows open, but there are some of them that we are actually using, and we are putting them. Well, I have actually this one, selection, in another place. Oh, I see you can't see my mouse. There, now you should be able to see my mouse. Well, this one, selection, I usually don't have it there, I have it up there. Now this is the player view. This is how the player sees it. They can't see that black thing. I can do it. I can see more than this. So we are going to show you this. We started in this room, room 1, and the map I'm using to the first adventure is actually a board game from the 1991 box of Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition. It's also the last version for the 2nd edition. Then they came 3.0, totally revised, and then 3.5 and 4.0, and now they are talking about next generation 5, the 5th edition. And since I think that they are more focusing on making role-playing games more alike computer games, which is actually totally wrong. You shouldn't mix computer games and role-playing games. Well, I'm sticking to my old 2E, and this is called a framework. I'm using my Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition framework. So what you see here is my macros usable for my Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition. Some of them are in Swedish, because I'm also having a second gang playing all Swedish, so I have to of course make sure that there are both. Here's my cleric. Some of those are usable. You can actually, there are some dice rolls you need to do, and when you do that you can use the macros. Now my macros are really simple. I can show you one. This is my options for striking. You do the dice roll and you just tell them what they do extra damage. That's it. I don't have other colors on them, mostly because it's easy to find them. Now every cleric gets these when they can use that spell. So then we have the magic, the magic user spells. I've only taken Fireball, Lightning Bolt, Magic Missile, Mirror Image, and Sleep. We have saving throws. Here are the Swedish ones. I have the English ones up here. They should be in the same folder, but you know how it is. And for character generation I have that one. Now these ones, the global ones, are not shown to the players. The resource library, where you have all the tokens you need and all other stuff that you can get. I would really like to show you these ones. There are maps, so that you can actually start playing from start. Really good ones. Here's some basic maps, and these island maps, actually I can use 2 of them at almost in instance. You just put them out and do some action around it. Really good things. Now the map explorer, where you can just click on, let's say, Maya, and you are having her in center, and she's marked. Several things you can use there, of course. Now, what is then this map tool actually? Well, it is a visual tool for the games master, the dungeon master, to use when he's trying to make sure that you are doing a virtual tabletop RPG. And since we are using this and Skype together in order to get some sort of international things, we are playing over 3 continents. It is Europe for me, India for Asia, for Honest Stuffs, and then the Americans. So it is rather neat that you can use the same thing. I can just open up this one in a server, and there are some things you need to know. Suddenly we have a server. Now I have to go and find that one again. Hold it. Alright, let's restart. Now let's see how this works. Well, it's rather easy. Let's go over to my view of the map, and this is what I see. The darker sides are the fog of war. I can remove that totally and you can see all the things. Now they have already played past this part, so I'm not showing them anything. They have already seen this. Down here we have a new guy coming in called Davo. He's getting pretty beat up by these two, the guards. Here's some orcs standing and waiting to shooting their crossbow downwards. These ones are already incapacitated. Beneath Stuin there is actually another NPC, a non-playing character, and so on and so forth. Some things are already there, but they can't be seen. This one is not visible to players. This one is. So if they just went out over here, they can suddenly see that guy. Now they can't pass through walls, I can. So it's when I go around steering them, I can really make them suddenly watch and see what's going on. So I can go do this, but they can't. And as you can see, things are or are not. That one is actually not visible to players because it's underneath this treasure hoard. Yes. And so on. The cool thing, let's watch Davo. You have all his stuff. He's got strength 16, intelligence 8. We have risen that one. He's now have intelligence 11. He couldn't play stupid. Wisdom 8, dexterity 12, con 11, and charm 6. It's only got 1 HP left. Oh dear. Now I've done some easy macros. Let's say that he's using a healing elixir called Helix. So I'll just mark him, and Davo, you healed 5 HP and his green bar went up as well. Easy, simple. What I'm showing you is actually the very easiest way of using MapTool. You shouldn't be afraid to use it. It's easy. I'm doing very simple macros. You can see that Helix macro. It's just rolling 1d6 plus 1 because the Helix got that. I add hit points with the roll, hit points plus roll, and then I'll check if hit points are larger than max hit points, then hit points will be equal then with max hit points. And the bar health is shown hit points divided by max hit points. And then I tell you what happened. So these ones are hidden, and that one is the only one you can see. Davo, you healed 5 HP. Now, because of the fact that all the results are told in the chat, the things we say on Skype is something completely different. But that is depending on who's who and all that. Let me say, you can always watch Honest Stuffs and Ars Malik's videos in this case. Go to Obvious Obscure on YouTube and Honest Stuffs on YouTube. You can follow this one. But for this time, MapTool Corner, I will tell you that don't have to be afraid of using this one. I'll show you a very simple map. Let's see if I can do that. This one is called neutral. This is not visible to players, not yet. I will also take away fog of war. It's a very simple one. I just put one campfire, my starting circle, and a road at the roadside. What you can't see is that they are keeping themselves within this area. So if I put the players here, this is all they can see. They can't see. All beyond this blue thing is black. Now this is just a neutral place to meet. This is a place where I will keep their tokens between other maps and stuff. It's very simple. You don't need to barge in and make a whole city for them to be inside. Their tokens can be here, and that's it. I've also made their table. So these are the guys from the Twitter sitting around the table, and here's, well, that should be me, I suppose, and doing all my things. So this is this is how it could be if we all lived in the same place. And I've also used another little map to keep track of who's doing what during the night. So in this phase, Platt is the first one to go to sleep, and so on. Oh, the wrong one. Let's go and see. We got Platt, and then Maya, and then Davo, Lehman, Stuin, and last Thane. Why do I put them like this? Well, Platt is a magic user. He needs to rest the whole night, or most of the night, in order to learn his spells. And the same goes for Thane. He's a cleric. Now, these tokens don't have anything except rolling for ability score, so I even removed them from some of them, because these are tokens that I only use to keep track of things. So I can shift between the two maps and check. Rather easy. And as you can see, I have more. We have something called the Beautiful River or something like that. I can't remember. And then there's some ruin over there. There are the maps that are the next adventure. And we got some pieces down here. Yeah, you can see anything. Now this is my little framework, and there are some very good, useful tutorials, video tutorials on how to start. I started out trying to do everything at once, and believe me, that was rather stupid. So I backed down, did only the things that I needed. I can tell you that all my monsters, they don't roll dice with macros. I'm rolling real dice, because I think you need to hear that rolling of a die now and then. A D20 rolling on the desk. That's a good one. Now, this series about MapTools, I'm just showing off actually, and I will show you other stuff, and I will also try to show others what they have made, hopefully without giving out too much, because they are some sharing alike. So if you think you can handle my Dungeons and Dragons 2E and wants to learn and use my framework, please contact me and I will help you start up. It would be rather fun to have many more dungeon masters out there. I know that you are there, and I know that not many of them you can't even play. So why not? Try to use MapTools, and there is actually one more. Roll20 is on the internet as well. And Roll20 is a little bit different, and it's absolutely in its infancy. It's a web browser based one. This is a Java based. This MapTools is Java applet that you use at the sites. So I'll really rather use this one. And the Roll20 is always, you should always register yourself, and probably you will be, well, I don't know, maybe they'll take everything you upload and keep them, like Facebook do. So this is the first in a row of MapTool videos, and we'll see what's coming up next. Thank you for watching this. Goodbye.